We're back on the daily debate, and we do have with us Dr. Emad Hussein, who is an international advisor. He's living in the United Arab Emirates, but he is here on a short visit to Egypt. And the main reason, of course, is good and great ideas to revive the Egyptian economy, a proposal that is going to be presented on behalf of Dr. Emad. And it is the brainstorming ideas of the Egyptian community in the United Arab Emirates who thought of doing this project that is going to be presented to Dr. Sharaf soon. Dr. Emad, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be there.
And tell us more about how did the idea come? I mean, and who is behind it?
Yes. First of all, this is a collective work. The idea actually came after the revolution, and I think the majority of the Egyptians working abroad, they all are thinking about how to support the Egyptian economy via practical ideas, because we all think that if we keep doing what we are doing, we will keep getting what we are getting. So the thing started with the Egyptian community living in Abu Dhabi, and I think we arranged about one meeting, actually one meeting at the very beginning, and during this meeting we did what we call brainstorming, and all the community start sharing and caring what can we do, and ended up with this proposal, which is not an individual work, it is a collective work from the key persons living there in Abu Dhabi.
Right. Tell us more, Dr. Emad, about the core of the project. What are the main pillars? How did do you think, in what way can you help and revive the economy? And it seems that the sense of belonging itself became much more boosted after the revolution.
Definitely, definitely. The essence of the core of this proposal that we focus on investing in people. I think in Egypt we spend a long time investing in industry, in services, in products, in importing and exporting, and for a reason or another we have neglected the importance of the human assets, human capital. So the proposal aims to make best utilization of the Egyptian community or the Egyptian population. We are almost more than 80 million now, and it focus on how to make best use of the people in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, in terms of attitude, and also the proposal more or less into the expertise and experiences of other similar countries like Malaysia and other countries in which they have adopted other models, and they are utilizing the skills, the knowledge to boost the economy. In brief, it is how to consider the human capitals as a profit center, rather cost center, instead of just keep thinking about how to feed them, how to provide them with shelters, accommodation, places, transportation. No, how to get the best from this accumulative expertise and knowledge of the human assets themselves.
Since we're talking about the human treasure, which should be actually invested in, tell us more, Dr. Emad, about the human aspect behind the project itself. We'd like to know how those people think, their brains. Tell us more about their way of dealing, their profession. Are they businessmen, so they are going to invest in money in certain projects in the country? Are they looking at the unemployment rate and they are actually, this is a target?
This is a very good question and very important one. The vision or the human factor behind this project or this proposal, that it addresses all the categories of the community or of the society. I mean, it addresses those who lost their jobs and coming from Libya or Yemen, the fresh graduates that they have knowledge but they lack skills, the early retired category whom they need re-engineering or recycling for their skills. Those who are planning to immigrate or to find a better job in home country. It actually, I think, it categorized the community into 5 or 6 categories. So there is different products for each of these categories. At the same time, the concept itself, investing in people, it has 2 dimensions. The first one, investing in people, it means how to improve the performance, productivity, reality, motivation, and at the same time, investing in people is not a new concept. It has been introduced, I think, in UK since 1991, and this institution now is part of the Commission for Labours, which is equals here Ministry of Manpower, and during these 20 years, it helps a lot the UK to focus on the human talent and their contribution to the work placement. It has a well-structured model that can be adopted in Egypt, and I have just came to know that even this organization has no representation in Egypt, which can be via the government. It is not a profit approach. I mean, it is not running after money, but is running after investing in the human talent via a well-structured model, which is investing in people. And even there is this society, it's called IIB. It can be, in a way or another, becoming part of either the Ministry of Manpower or the Ministry of Administrative Development in Egypt, because they are the owner of such initiative.
Right. Dr. Emad, you mentioned, of course, manpower. You mentioned investing in people. We'd like to know more about the lessons taught from others. You talked about the Malaysian experience.
Yes.
Do you think that is quite applicable here?
It is, of course, it's applicable. If we analyze the experience of Malaysia in this respect, let us take the period from 1981 until 2003, which is Mahathir Mohamad, Dr. Mahathir. He led this 23 years for both in the country. They did 5 things. First of all, they did the benchmarking. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad managed to focus on Japan. They focus on the Japanese experience in terms of human factors, in terms of code of conduct, in terms of the good habits of work, in terms of the importance of ethics and the values, and they start adopting this one. So this is the benchmarking they did in Malaysia. The second thing, they focus on the importance of leadership. Mahathir Mohamad himself, as far as I know, I mean, he used to do a sort of brainstorming and coaching sessions every Saturday for the leading figures in the community. Thirdly, they are moving from the manpower. Even the concept of manpower was no longer utilized. They moved into human capitals, or I mean, even the HR. And in this respect, I strongly recommend here in Egypt, to redefine the role of the Ministry of Manpower. Otherwise, we will seek woman power. I would say it's better to be Ministry of Human Capitals or Human Assets that managing the human community. The other 3 things that Malaysia did, they think that there is always a better way to do the job. They are not only confined to the local or the domestic habits, but they are trying to adopt and benchmarking and then customize the good habits for the work placement.
Right. Definitely you as a team did discuss a better way for doing the job here.
Yes.
What sort of criteria did you find out for a roadmap for the country economic-wise?
For the country economic-wise, I would say, I personally, being an assessor on the EFQM, this is European Foundation for Quality Management. This European model, it has been used since 1988. And during these years, this model was the drive force for developing Dubai and for Abu Dhabi and for Singapore, for Malaysia and for other parts of the world. I myself, I would suggest if this model has been adopted, because it focuses on 9 criteria from leadership, to people, to strategy, to customers, and to resources and partnership. If this model was actually introduced practically, objectively to the Egyptian organizations, I think it will add a lot to what we are targeting, because it has been used, it has been modified, it has been revised, and with the model there are what we call the awards, the competition in the community. Whenever there is rewarding for those investing in people, I think this model, together with the IIB or investing in people, these 2 models can add a lot to the Egyptian community being well tested and also hammered over more than 20 years.
Right. Dr. Emad, you intend to present this proposal to the Prime Minister soon. In what way are you expecting the government to support you as a team, the Egyptian community in Abu Dhabi, to carry out the content of this project?
Lovely. To the best of my knowledge, I think Dr. Sharaf and his team of ministers, they are willing to add, they are willing to bring best practice to this country. They are willing to utilize the human capitals to the best expectations and aspirations of the country. I'm very optimistic about this one, and if you may allow me, I would take the opportunity to really invite both Ministry of Manpower and Ministry of Administrative Development to open the channels for this discussion, and not only from our team. I mean, we are now really in need for other experts, for need in other experienced experts to add to this contribution, because at the end of the day, we do have one vision, one mission, and one destination to this target. So I'm very optimistic, actually, about this proposal.
Right. What's in the approaches of the United Arab Emirates economy that you think could be applicable here, or you wish it would be applied here in Egypt?
This is a very good question. For United Arab Emirates, they are...
Since you're living there, I mean,
yes.
Since you know everything about the story there.
Yes.
What could be lessons taught, I mean?
Yes. A lot of lessons, actually. In the first lesson, the beauty of this concept in United Arab Emirates, whenever they decide to introduce new concept or to do any enhancement of the economy, they think about the best practice in the world. They think about Canada, they think about UK, about France, and about other countries. So the first lesson, you are not alone. If you really need to enhance your economy, you have to think differently. The second lesson, which is also very important, you have to start not only from where others ended, but from where others are intended to end. In their innovation, in whatever they are doing, plus always adopt the knowledge-based economy. Knowledge-based economy, it means there is always infrastructure for what you are doing, and thinking globally, because it's no longer we are isolated, we are part of the whole world. This is, I think, the lessons.
Very important message, actually, thinking globally, and it reflects a far-sighted vision, actually, for the future.
Definitely.
Dr. Emad, if we talk about the goals, the objectives of this important project, are there short-term goals and long-term ones, in your opinion?
It has actually two dimensions. One is short-term and one is long-term. The short-term, it will address the current situation. I mean, to be very practical, there are unemployment rate here. There are some who lose their job abroad, and there is a situation that needs quick wins. By quick wins, we will address those who are in need to redefine, recycle, re-engineer their skills to be ready for the market. This is for the short term. The longer term, we will work on what we call organizational development. I think there are a lot of initiatives here in Egypt, which is, I have just today visited the website of the Ministry of Administrative Development, and they have a very promising plan, but if it comes into implementation, it will be a lovely one. For the longer term, it aims at matching the other or the similar expertise of other countries. I mean, if we take an example of in Philippines, I mean, it's too difficult to bring someone from there simply because they are investing in people, they are investing in talents, they know what the needs of the regional and the global market, so they have the alignment between what the world needs and what they are doing for their human capitals.
Right. For every project, there are success factors.
Yes.
What sort of success factors do you see in your proposal?
This is, I would say, the key factor for elements, or what we call the key success factors, or KSF in terms of management. First of all, the ownership. The ownership of this project is very important. The Prime Minister and his team, they should, it's very important to boast and adopt this concept. The second key success factor will be the domination or the implementation to be across the country, not merely for individual or not merely for some institutions. The third one, I would say the key word will be here, the sustainability. To what extent are we really willing to invest in people, regardless the name of the minister? Because whenever you visited in some ministries now, you find a lot about the minister, while very few about what the ministry is doing. So we need to make it a very organizational, a very institutional proposal to be successful. The other or the additional key success factor, how we share with our stakeholders, to what extent really we can communicate the impact, the consequences, and the contribution that this proposal will bring to the country, and to be patient enough to do it according to the best practice, which is very important.
Right. For every project which is going to be a success, inshallah, we are always thinking also, hopefully, of lessons taught from the experience itself. The experience itself is quite rich, and
yes.
Actually we're looking forward to that, because we need the brains of Egypt everywhere, and here are the brains of Egypt in the United Arab Emirates thinking about the future of the country economically. What sort of challenges are you anticipating as a team, Dr. Emad?
In terms of challenges, of course, we have discussed this one with the community there. On top of this challenge, I think that to what extent the maturity level can adopt such thought, because it focuses on talent management, on talent acquisition, on talent development. The other challenges could be to what extent also Egypt now, with this economic situation, is really ready to adopt this one and boast to be implemented. Other challenges could be for how we reach harmonization, because we don't need, we are anticipating this proposal not merely to be just initiated by the Egyptian community in Abu Dhabi, but rather to be a dream by the or part of the agenda of the community or of the country. In brief, the key challenge will be sustainability of this project. To what extent are we really willing to adopt? Because there are so many projects. It started, glittering, shining, and then after a few months is diminishing, as you know. So it needs harmonization, and also it needs the Egyptian brains to support this project with more ideas, elaborative ones, creative dimensions. Not to be in a hurry to do, but to be in a hurry to do it well.
Right. Doing it well requires not only implementation, but a follow-up.
Yes.
How are you going to follow up the whole story while you are in the Emirates?
Since this project will be owned or under the ownership of Ministry of Manpower, so-called Manpower now at least, or Ministry of Administrative Development.
Egyptian expatriates, even abroad, to share in projects like these. Tell them more about the gains that you as a team did find while brainstorming more projects with Egypt back on your mind.
This is actually a golden opportunity to invite all the Egyptian brains and experts working and living abroad and having hands-on expertise to come and share. As for the gains, of course, just imagine your country, the legacy of your country in terms of manpower or human capitals are wanted everywhere. Just imagine that you are receiving requirements from different parts of the world, and you keep telling them that we are not in a position to respond to you right now, just to give us a few months because we haven't yet graduated this and that. The gains it will be a lot, because the most important asset now, the human assets, and each one will be the ambassador for Egypt, whether he is working internally or externally. And the gains, we will feel that, of course, we are all proud of our country, but we will be more proud because wherever you go, you will find an ambassador from the country, having the talent, having the skills. I mean, I think most of us visited highly advanced countries, and you are all embraced by the customer service, by the attention, by responsiveness. But for our Egyptian community, I think that will be, we will be so proud. And in order to lead, you have to bleed. That's the key word. In order to lead, you have to lead, because to be proud of what you are doing, you have to exceed the expectations of others, and this will be, of course, will reflected on the economy of the health of this country, which you are all proud of.
I guess I'm going to stop at this important note, and I like the term, if you have to lead, you have to plead.
You have to plead.
Yes, that's really what we need at the moment. We need action to speak actually louder than words. Dr. Emad Eddien Hussein, International Advisor, and who is speaking today on behalf of the Egyptian community in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you very much for thinking of Egypt. Egypt is always there in our minds and hearts. Thank you for coming to this debate.
Thanks.
And on behalf of us, we thank you, of course, for this important proposal and of thinking for the benefit of the country. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was the Daily Debate for tonight. I'm Taghreed Hussein. Thanking you all for watching.